Hi Aquarius, welcome to your October reading. Now we're going to be doing tarot reading for you to see obviously what's going on for you, what's coming up for the month of October, and at the end we will take a quick look at the star signs that you're dealing with as well. So this could be obviously, you know, lovers, it could be friends, it could be work colleagues, could be more than one person you're dealing with. So yeah, we will check that out at the end. We're going to have a look at what's coming up for you in the month of October. Now, we've also got 2 full moons this month, which is exciting. One on the 1st and one on Halloween. And the second one is in Taurus, which I was just reading up, is really good for getting grounded. So it's a good time to kind of get control of finances, love life. Let's just turn that light down a little bit. It suddenly got a little bit brighter outside. So let's have a look at what is coming up for Aries for... not Aries, what we're up to, Aquarius, for the month of October. Oh, I'm also using 2 of my favourite decks. So we're using the Cosmic Cycles Tarot today and also the Tarot of the Divine, which are both fantastic decks. A little bit new to me, but I'm obsessed with them already, so that's a good start. Let's see. So Aquarius, you've got High Priestess reverse, 5 of Wands reverse, Moon reverse. Why is everything reverse here, Aquarius? And an Ace of Pentacles. Okay, now, first off, Aquarius, this for me, this High Priestess in reverse, this is a sad moment. This is you really not connecting with what's going on in your life, what you're being told. It's not connecting with what you believe. Like in the upright, I adore this card because she's literally living her best tarot life. Like she's got her cards out, she's got her reading, you know, the cat's there, runes, crystals. You know, she's making sense of what's going on and listening to her intuition and taking the messages that you get from, you know, from higher purposes, higher beings, whatever it is that you connect with. My concern is that your October is going to be a little bit where it's either that you don't want to connect because what your gut is telling you is what you don't want to hear, so you're making the choice not to listen, or the other option is that you are just not taking time to connect. You're not taking time to really go within and focus on what it is that you believe and what you need. And sometimes, you know, when you put some music on, close your eyes and just see where your heart goes and see what your heart is actually telling you is happening in the situation, it's much easier to connect and to move forward in your life. Now your 5 of Wands in reverse is also, again, it's actually not a bad card. Now my thing with this is that the 5 of Wands, I'm going to show it to you in the upright first, is someone who is on one of those games where you play against people around the world. You know, it's battling, it's conflict. So you are getting out of that feeling. And that's good, because I think, you know, for Aquarius it's been a bit tough recently. So you are finding a little bit more inner peace, but I think the inner peace is coming at the sacrifice of listening to your, like, it almost feels like what your gut is telling you, you don't want to hear. And if you have to believe that, you are going to struggle with acceptance, with believing it. Now the Moon in reverse for me again it's not a bad card. It is, you know, it has got a kind of positivity to it in the way of in the upright. This is, you know, kind of a separation anxiety for me. This is a case of you can only see this person at night. You can't bring it out into the open. You can't show this relationship to the world. With that being in the reverse, that's actually quite a nice thing for you, Aquarius. Now you do have an option here to, it's either for you to bring someone out into the light. Sorry, I got a bit of Beauty and the Beast there. Step into the light. Or someone else is wanting to do that with you. But unfortunately, with that Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it feels like you know, the thing that you're going for is not quite coming forward for you. And that is, you know, it's tough, because if you've been trying to get something going, and again, this doesn't have to be, you know, a relationship. It could be a work situation. It could be a new job. It could be a new project, a household, DIY, whatever it is, you know, because it's an Ace of Pentacles. So it's more the physical than, you know, your emotional beginnings. It's more kind of, you know, like I say, like a DIY project, maybe getting a bathroom done, something like that. And it hasn't quite got off the ground. Maybe it's not the right time. You know, I'm a huge believer in things happening at the right time, and you know, when things don't go your way, it's because they're not meant for you. But it is kind of it's hard to see that in the first instance. I'm just going to get one more card out of clarity. So we're going to use the Tarot of Divine to just clarify these. Find out why you're in what you're in. Now, the High Priestess in reverse has been clarified by the Five of Swords in reverse. So 100% this thing that you're trying not to see is because you know it's going to hurt. And it feels like a letting go situation where if you know in your heart that something isn't right now, the longer you hang on to it, the more stressful it is. And you trying not to hear that message is, again, it's because you want to find that inner peace. You want that moment where you don't feel like everything's breaking, falling apart. And that is, that is tough, but you need, if your gut is telling you something, you need to listen to it. Your gut is very rarely wrong. Very rarely wrong. But it's, the Five of Swords in reverse it's keeping you out of that stress and that anxiety. And my feeling is always that if you avoid those feelings, you bottle them up, and at some point you have to deal with them, and that's when it becomes harder and harder to unpack. And like if you sweep too much under the rug, eventually the rug trips you up because there's too much under there. Like I have a great phrase that I like to think I made up, called hidying up. When people are coming over and you don't have time to actually put everything away, you hidy up, you shove everything in a cupboard out of the way so that it doesn't, impact your social, whatever it is. But at some point you have to open that cupboard, like Monica's closet. That's all shut, they finally break it open and it's full of junk and it's messy. The rest of her house seems beautifully organised, but that one cupboard, whoa, it's her nemesis. And I feel like that's going on for you, Aquarius. I feel like you're choosing not to listen to your instincts. You're essentially, every time you do that, you're shoving a little bit more into that Monica closet. Now, your Five of Wands in reverse, where you're trying to find that inner peace, I think it's actually coming out of, you've got that Temperance in reverse, so I think it's actually coming out of a need for balance, to bring things back in order. If you again, if you go through it, you grow through what you go through. If you go through these feelings, you will come out the other side a lot more balanced and a lot happier and a lot calmer and a lot more peaceful, a lot more tranquil. And that's got to be the goal, in general, is to have that inner peace, that feeling that you're not missing out on anything. You're balanced, you're well-rounded. And that, unfortunately, all comes back to this High Priestess in reverse, that you can't have that if you don't listen to your instincts. Now, your Moon in reverse, you've got with the Eight of Coins. And again, I like this. So it is, this is a hard work card. I mean, this one, I find it a bit strange, and I need to read up on the story of it, because I feel like the freedom is going on outside of her space, with those birds flying, and she's in there putting in her hard work. She's in there doing what she needs to do. And that, again, if that's you bringing something out into the daylight, sunlight is the best disinfectant. If you've got something that's been a little bit shady, a little bit sneaky, and you've not been proud of what you've been doing, it doesn't have to be you. It could be someone else around you. Focus on what is the right thing to do for you. If you need to keep working, like maybe this situation is that you've been needing to get something back on track, something focused, like bring a new dawn on an idea. You're only going to get that by putting in the work and doing what you need to do and just staying focused and not being distracted. Let other people go outside. These birds are off flying outside, having a lovely time. Let people carry on with that. It doesn't affect you. It doesn't stop you doing what you need to focus on. And with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, where we're saying, this is struggling to get things off the ground, you've got the Strength card, which is a gorgeous card. So again, you keep, I don't want to be like Captain Obvious, but stay strong in the knowledge that if something isn't working for you right now, it's not meant to be working for you right now. And that's, and it is a Captain Obvious, but if it's not for you, currently, then it isn't for you. And sometimes having the strength to let go of that, having the strength to listen, because you've got that High Priestess in reverse, will help you get through it. Okay, we're going to have a look at the rest of the star signs that you may be dealing with. So we're going to obviously start with Aries. Just give these a good shuffle. Because I think this is a nice little way. So again, it could be, you know, if you're in a relationship situation, it could be that person, could be a friend, could be a family member, could be a colleague. Take what resonates for you. Okay, let's just give this one last little shuffle and then we will get cracking. Okay, so if you are dealing with an Aries, okay, they're the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So again, they're not, if you're dealing with an Aries, they are not putting in the work at the moment. And, you know, this Knight of Pentacles in the upright, adore him. You know, he knows full well he can get through this barrier of these other defenders. He knows he can do it because he's put that work in. He's tried it many, many times. He's probably failed more than he succeeded, but every time he learns a lesson. Your Aries isn't learning a lesson. That's my feeling, Aquarius, is that if you're dealing with an Aries, they are not willing to learn the lesson to be able to progress towards you. Okay, if you're dealing with a Taurus, they've got the King of Cups in reverse. So the reason that they are not, the reason they're not playing very well at the moment is because they're not grounding themselves. They're not confident in their own well-being. You know, like this King of Cups in the upright is, you know, he's a therapist. He's just taking a minute out to meditate for himself, to make sure he's, you know, he's ready to take on other people's issues and to help people through their issues. If you're dealing with a Taurus, they aren't in a position to help you through your issues because they haven't resolved their own issues themselves. So they can't, you know, if you're waiting for a Taurus to bring you out into the light, the reason they're not doing it yet, the reason you're not hearing the message is because they aren't in a position to give you what you need. Okay, Gemini. Oh, Page of Cups in reverse as well. So if you're dealing with a Gemini, they are just not, you know, particularly if it's a love relationship, they are not interested in what's going on right now. They're not interested in getting something going, moving forward. They just want to stick with, they're happy, you know, if you're happy to stay with what you've got going on, they're happy to continue forward with that. But with that in reverse, it's like, it's just, there's just no enthusiasm for me in this situation. Okay, Cancer. Two of Pentacles, another reverse. So if you're dealing with a Cancer, they're not in the position to, you know, like this Two of Pentacles in the upright for me is a lovely card because he's in control of everything. You know, he's got it all balanced, pans flaming, other dishes ready to go. You know, he's in control of everything in the kitchen. All the way up to Cancer. Your Cancer isn't in that controlling mode at the moment. They're not up to standard. They're not knowing what they've got. They're not keeping everything in order. Their house is not in order. So as a result, they can't help you. Leo, what's going on for Aquarius? If you're dealing with Leo, please be patient with them because they are going through it right now. They've got that Nine of Swords, and that is just like, I think it's safe to say we've all been in that mode at some point in our lives. So Aquarius, if you're dealing with Leo, please reach out to them, check that they're okay, because they, you know, Leo's the lion, right? They're strong. They probably won't let you see they're not okay. So please check in on them. Okay, if you're dealing with a Virgo, okay, Virgo, Hermit in reverse. If you're dealing with a Virgo, they are not, you know, this is their card. In fact, it's in reverse. They are completely out of balance right now for October, for the month of October. And unfortunately, if they can't help themselves through something, there's only so much you can do to help them through it, Aquarius. There's only so much you can do for them on their behalf. Okay, if you're dealing with a Libra, they have got the Tower. So they are going through some big old shifting energy. They're letting go of a lot this October. So I'm excited by that. If you're dealing with, what did I say, Libra, wasn't it? Yeah. If you're dealing with a Libra, they are fully ready to let go of whatever's in their past. Maybe you've been in a situation with them that stuff's been holding them back, old jobs, old relationships, old habits. They are fully ready to get rid of all that, to let it burn away. That is a lovely feeling. Okay, Scorpios, let's see what's happening for your Scorpios. Yes! Your Scorpios got the Six of Wands. Absolutely, pride, pride, pride. I love this card. I actually didn't really take this card into account when I bought the deck, but it's one of my faves because it's so celebratory. And I feel like if you know, for the Scorpios that you're dealing with, they are going to be in full-on celebratory mode. Whether it's, you know, maybe they've been working on a project over the last 5-6 months and finally it's going to get resolved, it's going to get off the ground, and that will free up their time to feel more celebratory, to be able to share that celebration with you. So if you're getting around Scorpio this month, absolutely enjoying that celebratory atmosphere. Let that rub off on you, because, you know, the more you're around it, the better it is for you. Okay, Sagittarius, we've got a Queen of Wands in reverse. So if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, they are literally down and out this month for October. They are like, they're losing control of what's going on around them. You know, like this lady, she's absolutely in control of this house design, this remodel. She's getting her contractors around here, there and everywhere. She's got everything in balance. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, I feel like your predicament here is that they're not in control of what's going on, and try and be patient with them. Okay, next up we have the Capricorns. Oh, okay. We've got Two of Swords in reverse. So if you're dealing with a Capricorn this month, my feeling is that they are not wanting to make the changes they need to do. They're not wanting to make these decisions. And, you know, this, you know, it could be that you're dealing with a Capricorn who wants to be with you, wants to be with someone else, and I feel like October they're not, you know, if they're telling you they're making a decision, I don't think it's going to come through. Aquarius, you've got an Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, so if you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. If you're dealing with another Aquarius, they've also got the Ace of Swords in reverse. So again, I feel like, you know, neither of you are ready to get anything off the ground yet together. You know, it's like, particularly with this, you know, this flying kite. Let's go fly a kite, lovely. But you need the wind to fly the kite. And the wind isn't there right now. The wind is not in the sails. So there's no progress here, I feel, with another Aquarius. And lastly, if you are dealing with a Pisces, happy days, they've got the world. If you're dealing with a Pisces, they are getting their stuff together this month. For October, they are going to be sorting themselves out, focusing on that end goal, and making sure that whatever happens between the two of you is in the best interest for both of you. So that wraps up October. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If it resonated, let me know down in the comments below. If you'd like to book a private reading, drop me an email, or you can catch me on Instagram, which is must.be.a.gemini.tarot on Instagram. Check me out there, and I will be doing some more free Q&As on YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get the notifications of when I go live, because I'll be doing free Q&As on there. If not, take care. I'll see you very soon.